It is time for our Thursday night preview, and it is a massive one, as it's honestly probably the best Thursday night football matchup we have had, maybe in the history of that institution, as two 11-win teams battling for a division crown, a conference crown, face off on Thursday. So let's break it down from every angle. Here is our Thursday night football game preview of the Rams and the Seahawks. Rams, Seahawks, Thursday night football. This should be good. I am so excited for this matchup. I think you could make a very good case that these are the two best teams in football. They have the two best odds for the Super Bowl right now. I love it. I love everything about this matchup that we are going to see. I think these are just two teams that I just enjoy watching play the sport. So we will see how it all kind of unravels here on Thursday night. We will start with the fantasy aspect of it and then get into the predictions element. So for the Rams, when Seattle has the football, this Rams defense is pretty good. They have given up the 10th most points to wide receivers, which kind of I found a little surprising. But the fewest points allowed to running backs. Everything when Seattle has the ball is going to come down to Sam Darnold. Obviously, the quarterback is important, but you're starting to see the late season struggles that hurt him with Minnesota last year starting to pop up a little bit. They did beat the Colts, but they needed a big field goal to beat a 44-year-old grandfather. So you can understand where there would be a little bit of trepidation on the Seattle side. And because of how good that Rams defense is, there's a little bit of concern about the weapons for Seattle. JSN has been a fantasy MVP this season. That there is no world where I'm going to tell you to sit that human being, especially against a team that's given up the 10th most points to wide receivers. But he might, we talked about him, AJ Barner in the waiver wire rebound. That might be it. I don't think, I'm not going Darnold this week. I don't think I can trust the running options for Seattle and any of the other pass catchers. It's a no for me. So I think it's JSN, I think it's Barner, and I think that's it. When the Rams have the football, Seattle's defense has been excellent. They have given up the 6th most points to tight ends this season. So I do think that obviously the waiver wire pickup du jour of Colby Parkinson has some weight here. But aside from that, fewest points allowed to 7th fewest points allowed to quarterbacks, 4th fewest to wide receivers, and 6th fewest to running backs. So they're very good on the defensive side. And because of that, like Stafford, it's tough to sit him given how well he has played this season, even against good defenses. He has kind of stepped up. I could see where you maybe have a better option than him on the bench this week, but odds are if you've got to this point, it's a lot to do with him. So just kind of roll with it. But I could be talked into some other options anyway. If you have some Stafford related questions, let me know in the comments and I'll try to get to as many of those as I possibly can. The running back situation has been confusing for the last little bit with Corum and Williams kind of splitting time. We've talked about adding Blake Corum a lot around these parts. This is just such a good run defense. I would have a tough time trusting Corum this week. Kyron, I think you still kind of have to just because of the elite level talent that is there. At wide receiver, Puka, we're starting our studs, right? Devontae Adams is a question mark because of the injury situation and everything there. Like that looked like it would be kind of at least this week because it's Thursday, but maybe a little bit longer. But now you start to hear some reports that maybe he could go on Thursday night. So keep an eye on that. If he is healthy, I would have a very difficult time not playing him, even with the understanding that it might just be a decoy situation. So a great football matchup, maybe not the best fantasy football opportunity here this week, just given how good both defenses can be. From a pick standpoint, Seattle is a 1.5 favorite right now, and I don't get that at all. I don't think they looked particularly good last week against the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Rams, against significantly more difficult competition, looked very good against the Detroit Lions and have kind of planted their flag as the best team in football right now. Seattle is a very deserving number 2, but the concern I have is Sam Darnold and the problems that he has started to have over the last couple of weeks. I I kind of wonder if he can only handle one pressure at a time. And for a lot of the season, he could handle the pass rush pressure. And it's coming, and we're just airing it out, and we're good. But now, teams have figured him out a little bit, but also there's that big game thing that keeps coming up with this guy. And how much of a problem that was last season with Minnesota as they were trying to close out a division in kind of a similar situation here, where they had a chance to win the division and win the conference and get a first round bye, or they're going to have to start the playoffs on the road. And then they got ousted. And that's why Sam Darnold's not in Minnesota anymore. So you do kind of wonder about all of that. Is it, okay, he can handle the defensive pressure, maybe not necessarily the pressure of the moment, and now all of that starts to fall onto him a little bit. So that is where I think the differential is, because otherwise these are two pretty evenly matched teams. A ton of talent on both sides of the football, and some very good coaching as well. So I don't think a whole lot separates these, but I get in this spot, give me Matthew Stafford all day. So I like Rams money line in this matchup to go out and kind of get the job done here on Thursday night football. What are your picks for this game? Was I unfair to Sam Darnold? Let me know down in the comments. We'd love to keep chatting about Thursday night football in a game that I think is really, really exciting to start to break down here as we get ready for a big week for fantasy players and in the National Football League. Again, you can follow me on social media. I am at Primetime Klein on Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. Again, trying to grow all that. Would love to keep the conversations going over on the socials out there. So hit me up on social media. Again, I am at Primetime Klein.